Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Today our subject is professional development. That is lecture number 15. The topic of today's is in-service teacher education. The outlines of these lectures are introduction about the main topic, in-service teacher education program, and then what are the key principles, and then the main steps of implementation, and then challenges and limitations. So first of all, introduction. In introduction, we can explain it that the goal of in-service professional development is to improve the knowledge, skills and commitments of teachers so that they are more effective in planning lessons, using a variety of effective approaches in their teaching and monitoring students' learning, as well as in undertaking other schools and community responsibilities. So here we must know that what is teacher education. Teacher education refers to the policies and procedures designed to equip prospective teachers with the knowledge, attitude, behavior and skills they require to perform their task effectively in the classrooms and also in schools and wider community. So there are different types of the teacher education, like pre-primary teacher education, primary teacher education, secondary teacher education, higher education program and vocational teacher training. Now there are some bases for teacher education, like we identify different components for the teacher perception of competencies related to values and child rearing, understanding of the education system and contribution to its development, and subject knowledge, pedagogy and curriculum, and also the self-evaluation and professional development. Now here we must know that what is the difference between teacher training and teacher education. So in the context of teacher preparation, training corresponds to the learning real-life classroom skills, and while education refers to more abstract knowledge about modes of learning and instruction. Then in-service teacher education program. Why? In-service education can simply be defined as the relevant courses and activities in which a serving teacher may participate to upgrade his professional knowledge, skills and competence in the teaching profession. Generally, the teachers are regarded as hub of the educational development. Like every teacher is a student. Lifelong education is there. This is for professional growth. And also, education is dynamic because in-service teacher education program must be there. And training and democratic living also. Because if we see the purpose of in-service training, then primary purpose of in-service training is to enable teachers to acquire new understanding and instructional skills. It focuses on creating learning environments and which enables teachers to develop their effectiveness in the classrooms. A teacher in-service day brings the teachers together to enable or to enhance the teaching skills, learn and prepare for new changes in the state curriculum, discuss grade level management and logistics, and be trained to use a new learning system. An in-service program, this is a professional training or staff development efforts where the professionals are trained and discuss their work with the other in their peers group, and it is the key components of continuing medical education for physicians, pharmacists and other medical professionals. So in-service education can simply be defined as the relevant courses and activities in which a serving teacher may participate to upgrade his professional knowledge, skills and competence in the teaching profession. So therefore it encompasses all forms of education and training given to the teacher who is already on the job of teaching and learning. So, according to Billing in 1976, in-service education is a staff development, which is the deliberate and continuous process involving the identification and discussion of the present and anticipated needs of individual staff for furthering their job satisfaction and career prospects, and of the institutions of supporting its academic work and plans, and implementation of programs of staff activities designed for the harmonious satisfaction of these needs. So, generally, the teachers are regarded as the hub of the educational development. Therefore, in-service education is concerned with the activities and courses in which a serving teacher may participate for the purpose of upgrading his professional skills, knowledge, and interest, and subsequent to the initial training. So, in this case, the service education is designed to fill the gap of professional inadequacies of the serving teachers. As Fisher said in his research in 2003, he has rightly pointed out the skills appropriate for generation ago might no longer prepare students for a world beyond schools. Students are being tasked to be more creative and thoughtful in their daily activities. So, in-service education is also referred to as continuing education, that is designed for the retraining, reskilling, and updating the knowledge of manpower. So, the most programs falling within the following two categories. Number one is sometimes in-service, that is refers to prescribed extended course of study, mirroring the pre-service teacher education curriculum and leading to some level of formal qualification. And usually, in-service refers to professional development activities for all employed teachers, those with and those without formal qualifications. So, these programs range from occasionally ad hoc workshops to continue comprehensive career long programs of professional learning. Education authorities have seems to agree that increasing standard for pre-service education of teacher will not necessarily lessens the need for in-service preparation and professional growth. No amount of time spent in college or university will complete the preparation of teacher for classroom tasks. So, teachers like doctors, ministers, and lawyers, so they must continue with their education after graduation. So, constantly applying new techniques and materials make education and service absolutely necessary. So, if the teachers are to become real leaders in their respective schools, teachers must be provided within the program of in-service training, which is concerned with doing and not merely with the listening. So, distance education has played a role in meeting these challenges and is likely to play an increasing one. Now, there is no agreed on terminology used for in-service professional development programs, like staff development and in-service training. These are sometimes used for short-term workshops or short courses that offer teachers information or ideas, often abstract and unrelated to teachers' work. They can be based on the delivery of information by experts to teachers, whose role is largely passive. And professional development or continuing professional development, CPD. These are used for the continuous career long program that encompasses more comprehensive teacher learning and relies strongly on more active form of learning, sometimes facilitated in workshops for often in teacher group at the school or cluster level. We can also explain it that unfortunately the high expectations and growing demands on teachers tend to run in parallel with low status, low pay and poor working conditions. Teachers are at the heart of education revolutions, but many feel under siege So their diminished status as a worldwide phenomenon. The situation of teachers had reached what the International Labour Organization described as an intolerably low point because working conditions had declined. So many qualified teachers leave teaching for more attractive careers. New graduates are not attracted to teaching, and recruitments into the teaching training draw lower qualified entrants as teaching becomes an occupation of least resort. So many countries are now shifting from formal to the latter approach. In service, professional development programs help teachers acquire or deepen their knowledge about subject matter content, teaching skills, and assessment methods. They all requires to implement an existing or a new curriculum. So the relevant activities include the following, like improving teachers general education program background, and improving teachers knowledge and understanding of the subjects they teach, understanding how children learn different subjects, developing practical skills and competencies, learning new teaching strategies, learning how to use new technologies, strengthening professionalism and ethics, providing knowledge and skills linked to the ever changing needs of the dynamic society. This is as per UNESCO Institute for Statistics in 2006. Now, there are some key principles in developing effective in-service teacher professional development programs. So here, first of all, what are the principles of professional development? We must know that professional development best practices frequently include different features like integrated contents and pedagogy, coherence with standard and policies, active learning opportunities, mentoring, coaching, and apprenticing, and individual learning is there. Consider in-service programs as a part of a continuum of professional development. Continuum of learning that starts from pre-service education, and it includes periods of school-based inquiry and practice teaching that continues into the induction or mentoring periods of induction into full-time teaching, and is followed up with a continuous program of career-long professional development, sports and supervision. The threat to existing routines can make many teachers reject innovations out of hand as an act of self-protection. Alternatively, a strong sense of plausibility about some existing perceptions may make some teachers see the innovations as counterintuitive and look on its implementation as pedagogically harmful. If rejection itself appears to be too great a risk in view of acceptance by colleagues or officially sponsorship, teachers may take on a few routines while rejecting the perceptions behind them, thus making them mere routines from the beginning. It also involves teachers in planning and implementation of programs. Teachers are more closer to classroom realities and students' need. So that's why there is need to develop in-service teacher professional development programs. It also emphasizes pedagogical content knowledge in designing program content, because it focuses on the subject matter content with its implications for pedagogy, means planning, instructions, and assessment. Then it built reflective practice and action research within teacher learning communities. In-service program should be structured to emphasize reflective practice, which enable teachers to analyze their own and colleagues' practice and the effects on learners. It includes all the teachers in learning opportunities and base most of the in-service program at the school or school cluster level. So all teachers should be involved in professional development activities on a regular basis throughout their careers. So this is the need of the time that teacher must be updated with the new knowledge. So that's why these in-service programs should be there always in the school or colleges or at university level. Incorporate strong instructional leadership by school administrators and local supervisors. Programs can also prepare school administrators and supervisors to work together with teachers or with other school administrators, supervisors, and teachers, educators. It also links teachers in service programs. We must link teacher in service programs to the more holistic school improvement approach involving community members in planning for and monitoring school quality. School based or cluster based teacher professional development is an important element of decentralization, especially when linked with the school improvement activities and that involve community members as well as school personnel and students in assessing, planning, and supporting the school's programs, teachers teaching, and students learning. The other principle, that is successful participation in service professional development programs, should receive official recognition by the ministry or local authority. So, a system of formally recognizing successful participation in an in-service teacher professional development program should be put in place as part of the overall program design. So, if possible, this system should be coupled with the increased financial reward or advancement on the structured career ladder when improved classroom practice is demonstrated. So, consider the budget implications of building realistic and sustainable programs. Main steps, there are some main steps for implementation of an in-service teacher professional development programs. Like the step 1 is include all stakeholders in program designs. Step 2 is base designs on existing policies and programs through document analysis. And step 3 is learn from successful programs in similar countries. Step 4 is that design a program that includes all teachers. And step 5 is develop good support materials. And step 6 is start small, learn and scale up. And step 7 is support improvement of teachers' conditions of service. Then there are some models or approaches for professional development of teachers. Standardized teachers professional development, number 1 is cascade model. The cascade model is widely used in teachers' professional development interventions around the world. So, the selected teachers are trained together in a training of trainers and then return back to their own schools. And the trained teachers then conduct training with the remaining teachers in their schools. This is called cascade model. And reflective teaching model. This is focuses on reflection of teachers to help them implement reform teaching strategies. This model is grounded in the theories of constructivism, means based on the previous knowledge. It recommends consistent ongoing sessions of joint planning, teaching and reflecting. It relies on a pair of teachers being able to model effective practice. Then the other model is, other approach is split model. Now, this is similar to reflective teaching model. It consists of 6 to 8 days training at district or block level and then practicing the input received in the professional development programs 2 or 3 months in actual classroom situations and a short follow-up training of 2 to 3 days at district or block levels wherein the teachers share their experiences through reflective and open discussions. So, these are some models or approaches. Then the side where teachers professional development is there, like observation or assessment model is there. In this model, teachers professional development providers, a master teacher in a school or a specialist working district wide observes teachers in their classrooms, assessing their instructional practices and providing instructional feedback. Then open lessons are there. In this model, teachers develop lessons and invite colleagues to observe the lessons and provide feedback in the post observation sessions. The focus of this model is on teachers' behavior. Then lesson studies there. In this model, teachers collaboratively plan, develop or improve lessons. Field test the lessons, observe it, make changes and collect data to see the impact of the lessons on student learning. This approach focuses on student section. Then study groups are there. Within study groups, teachers collaborate as a single large group or in a smaller team to resolve a common problem or create and implement a plan to attain a common goal. During the collaboration process, they must use print-based resources, classrooms material and their experiences as part of their approach to the problems. Then inquiry or action research is there. In an inquiry action research approach, teachers form teams based on common interest. They select an issue, investigate and research it, plan possible actions to remedy it, take actions, observe and document results, reflect on outcomes and create an actions plan to address the issues. Then mentoring. In this model, older and more experienced teacher guide and assist younger or novice teachers in all areas of teaching. Then self-directed teachers professional development is there. This includes independent learning, sometimes initiated at the learner's discretions, using available resources that may include computers and internet. In this approach, teachers are involved in initiating and designing their own professional development and would share material and ideas as well as discussion challenges and solutions. So there are some types of programs that can be undertaken like lectures and discussions led by experts, workshops, analysis of educational planning through written material and professional visits, meetings with institutional administrators, exposures to project at national and regional level, simulations, panel discussions and group work, preparation of final projects by individuals or groups based on the professional interest of participants. Then study tours are there, schools, educational centers including science and art centers, university, teacher training institutions and pedagogical resource centers. Then there are some challenges and limitations like designing programs that are relevant for both new and experienced teachers, scheduling programs when the maximum number of teachers can participate, planning and designing collaboratively, emphasizing effective and realistic approaches to active learning in program content, including budget implications in all planning to create. Then there are suggested indicators of success or evaluative techniques like the principles, steps and list of challenges are all aimed at preparing teachers and other educators to achieve these outcomes. Improve teacher practice in accordance with national, regional and district policies or standards. And improve teacher knowledge of national policies, subject content, teaching and assessment practices and relations with parents and community members like interviews and questionnaires may be there. Improve teachers' commitment and sense of professionalism. Improved participation of students in class and demonstration that they are using higher order cognitive skills. Improved students learning in defined areas. So students, this was all about this lesson. Take care. Allah Hafiz.